Okay, we're talking Old Forge baseball. Tony DiMatteo with us, head coach. And Tony, let's talk about this year's squad. What do you have coming back for the Devils?
Well, I like what we have, and I like what we've seen so far. I mean, we have 7 out of 10 starters returning from last year. A lot of younger guys that played a ton of key spots for us last year. 4 out of the 5 main pitchers we had last year are back, and this group seems to be gelling. They seem to like each other, and that makes our job pretty easy.
Let's talk about you and your coaching staff and trying to get the best product out there. And usually in Old Forge, you got some guys who like to play ball.
Yeah, it was a challenging spring for sure. I mean, with the weather, you get stuck inside. You see the 4 walls for seemingly too long, I think, in this area. But our coaching staff is really good. I mean, we put together some guys that have a lot of varsity experience. I have 2 guys really on my staff that were head coaches themselves at the varsity level, in John Armley, who coached at Old Forge for a long time, and Bill Smedley, who coached for 25 years down in the Wyoming Valley Conference. My brother Gary and Jimmy DiStefano do the pitchers, and I think the mesh that we have together now, it's 5 or 6 years that we've been together, it's showing now in the product that we have. We don't have guys that play year-round here at Old Forge. We have a lot of guys who do multiple sports, and that's understandable at a small school. But being able to do what we can in such a short period of time with these kids is a credit to the staff that we put together.
Had to be some thought into the whole 100 pitch count with your coaching staff going in, saying, "Hey, we don't know how this is going to work, but we better prepare a few more guys than normal just in case something goes on."
Absolutely, and I actually think it works. It's a system put in place, let's face it, to protect the kids, and that's ultimately what it's there for. I would have liked to see maybe some tweaks in it, maybe a progression, maybe a smaller number at the beginning of the season, a bigger number at the end. But it is what it is, and everybody is adjusting accordingly to it. I think the biggest change is at the plate. I think if you can wait out a guy a little bit longer, it runs up his pitch number, and it gets him out of the game and gives your team a better chance once you get into a team's bullpen.
For this team this year, let's talk about hitting wise. What kind of hitters you have? You have some single guys. Do you have any power in the lineup? Some guys say, "Hey, we're strong 1 through 9." Where are you guys at this year?
I'll be honest with you. I like the makeup of our lineup. We have 4 lefties in the starting lineup, pretty much spaced out in the top 6 hitters in the lineup, which is the same as last year. The difference being we do a very good job from gap to gap. We're a good hit and run team. We hit the ball the other way. The 3 times we've played so far, we really did a good job of working 2-strike approach and hitting the ball the other way. So far so good, and I'm excited about this team.
Coach, the league this year, talk about some of the competition you're going to face and what you're expecting when it all shakes out. You guys will go your own way in districts.
Right, exactly. Our league is, I say it every year, once you get to districts, it's almost like a sigh to a degree. I mean, we play up all year. Lakeland is very good, very good. They have pretty much in the same spot as we are. They have 6 or 7 starters back from last year, with 2 or 3 kids at the top of the rotation that are probably 1 or 2 on every staff around here. So we have our work cut out for us Friday, and we'll do what we can, and we'll give it our best shot.
Coach, great to see you here at Arcaro and Genell.
Thanks, John.
Ben Grahowski with us from the Old Forge Blue Devils baseball team. And Ben, let's talk about your role this year on the team. You're not going to play one position, you may play a few.
Yeah, I'll play a few positions. Pitch, play first base, third base. Just here trying to motivate our team, keep us focused throughout the games. That's about it.
Take us through the infield of some of the guys that are around the horn and what you think a typical lineup could look like.
When I pitch, Lorenzo Febo is at third base for us. He's got a good bat. And right now we got Mason Betcher playing shortstop, good infielder, solid contact at the plate. And second base we have Nick Kronitsky, sophomore, getting experience now. He's doing well for us. Kevin Welsh is coming back off an injury, so he'll be getting some time back too. And Pat Donovan, first base, fairly well. Makes good contact at the plate. He's a tough out, a good fielder.
Pitching wise, the 100 pitch count went into effect this year. So, having 5, 6, 7, 8 arms, who knows how many you have to have. Who are some guys you think that you've seen early in the year for you to say, okay, that guy's going to do all right for us, or maybe a couple of guys?
Mason Betcher pitching for us too. He keeps people off balance well. He does a good job mixing speeds. Brendan Mozaleski, he does a nice job well. He throws a good slider. And we have Lorenzo Febo too. He's another pitcher, and he's solid for us.
Continue your academic career. It looks like King's College is somewhere you're looking at. Did you kind of hone in on a major yet over at King's?
Yeah, I'll be going to King's, majoring in accounting, financing.
Sounds like a pretty neat future. How about what are you expecting for this baseball season with Coach DiMatteo? Talk about this group of guys. And Old Forge is a pretty tight-knit community, so you have a pretty good relationship with your fellas here.
Yeah, we have a good relationship with our team this year. We're getting along well. You know, we're all excited to be out on the field. We're excited for the season. You know, we just hope to make a run. You know.
All right. Well, we wish you well. Great to see you again, Ben.
Thank you.
Continuing the conversation with the Blue Devils of Old Forge, Shane Smith on the baseball team. And Shane, you got a tough position. You play the catcher position. Talk a little bit about what it's like to be behind the plate.
Well, you have to be have a good relationship with other pitchers. You have to know them on and off the field, what their tendencies are, what pitches they throw, and you have to throw your body on the line to block the ball and get the job done.
Let's talk about knowing your pitchers, because there'll be more pitchers you'll know than normal with the pitch count rule. So talk about some of those arms this year.
We got 3 great pitchers off the bat. We have Ben Grahowski, Mason Betcher, and Brendan Mozaleski. Ben and Mason, they're kind of the same style. And we got Mose, he's a lefty. So it's kind of different and throw something different at the batters.
Let's take us through some of the guys in the lineup, because there's some lefties in there, Coach mentioned. What do you see with your lineup this year about guys just trying to get on base and move runners around?
It's different. It's something different to throw at the other team. We have 4 out of our 9 batters are lefties. We got me, Ben, Pat Donovan, and Brendan Mozaleski, and that's just something different. Pitchers don't normally see that in a lineup.
Your future. Let's talk about what's next for you. It looks like you're kind of honing in on a school and a major, and maybe a double major, right?
Maybe. I'm looking at Marywood University, where I'm going to double major in accounting and finance and play baseball there.
Of course, Ben's looking into accounting over at King's College, so interesting that you guys have a similar passion for that next step. But let's talk about the camaraderie this year with your team and having that synergy on the field. And there's some big games this year in the league, so you're going to need it.
Yeah, everyone's on the same page on and off the field, and it's not just on the field. Everyone kind of hangs out with each other off the field, and everyone's just great friends.
How about the work ethic you put into your baseball game off season, during the season? What are the little things you try to do to make sure that you're at the top of your game?
Well, I know a few of our teammates play baseball, and I know my season ended in like early November, so everyone's going year round and working hard to improve and win a district title.
You guys always have some great outerwear here at Old Forge. Looking good's part of it, right?
Our coaches hook us up.
Well, we wish you well, Shane. Thanks for coming out to Arcaro and Genell.
Thank you.
Mason Betcher with us from the Old Forge baseball team. And Mason, you wear a few hats on this team. You can play multiple positions. Let's talk about Coach's approach to you and saying, hey, Mason, this is what I need you to do in 2017.
Yeah, then mostly just do your job, do what needs to be done, just go wherever you need to play.
First, talk about the shortstop position. What do you like about that, and what is that skill set that makes you play the position well?
I think I have a pretty good arm, pretty good in the field, pretty consistent with ground balls and stuff. I like the command of the infield, like knowing where everyone is at all times.
How about when you're on the mound as a pitcher? Talk a little bit about the stuff you have and making sure that you're able to get through that pitch count.
I'd say I have like 3 good pitches that I can throw at any time. I'm pretty good at changing speeds, so that really keeps hitters off balance. It's really nice.
And if you have to catch, you'll do that too. Talk a little bit about what that's like. That's some grunt work.
So when Shane Smith pitches, I usually have to catch, so we just switch on and off.
How about the outfield this year? Take us through some of the players that are playing and maybe some guys that may get some time out there.
Well, we have 3 juniors, Joey Gillespie, Brendan Mozaleski, and Patrick Banks. Joey plays center. He's very fast. He got a decent arm. Mose has a good arm too. Patrick's going to bring a good bat in the lineup also. So is Mose. So.
You guys are stacked up with coaches. Talk about having all that experience and what that's like with you guys. And I'm sure they all try to tell you a little bit about your game that you can improve on.
Yeah, it's good having different opinions so you can take little pieces from each coach so you can apply everyone to the game and see what fits you best.
Any younger players you're kind of looking at now saying, boy, these guys are working hard, they're going to have a future? And of course, you're a junior, but you're considered to be one of the leaders, so I'm sure you have to try to make sure that they're lining up the right way.
Yeah, our second baseman, Nick Krenitsky, is a sophomore. He's coming out pretty good. He hasn't really hit much. And also Hayden Jones, he DHs for Nick Krenitsky. He's really putting the bat on the ball pretty good.
League and some of the matchups you have, I mean, there's some good games out there, and I'm sure you look forward to all of them. But you know, talk about playing baseball as much as you do. I'm sure you have some good friendships with some guys on some other teams too.
Yeah, I know a lot of people from other teams from playing travel for a lot of years. Especially from Lakeland, I know all those guys, especially Jake and Matt Hayes.
And they're expected to have a pretty good year, the Chiefs. Yeah. Well, we wish you the very best, and thanks for coming out to the Takeaway Kitchen here at Arcaro and Genell.
Thank you.